How is everyone today? Andrea O'Callahan here from the Happy Healthy Gut Club. Hope everybody's doing great today. It is the 1st of June. I cannot believe it. It's so amazing. I'm getting so excited for summer and camping and more outdoors time. My daughter and I had a great lunchtime date. I picked her up from school. We went out for lunch. We went to this great little place called Freshie, which is like they do whole foods and natural foods, lots of good wraps and salad bowls and soups and good things like that. So we had a really healthy lunch, and then we did a quick 2 laps around Kent's Pond, which is a pond pretty close to her school. And it was beautiful. Get some time in the woods and in the trees and with the ducks and all that good stuff. So I am feeling super good today, and I hope that all of you guys are too. So I'm coming at you live today just to let you know that this month in the group, I've decided to kind of refocus back to the basics. I want to get back to the basics of gut health, the importance of gut health, which, I mean, if you're in this community, then you already can see the importance of gut health, because when you start to have compromised digestion, it affects your life so much. So I'm going to go back to the basics of gut health this month. I know we're going into summer and people kind of fall off of their commitment sometimes, not always, right? Some people like to recommit in the summer because they have the bigger bandwidth for it. But sometimes people like to kind of fall off on their commitments in the summer. I'm guilty of that myself sometimes too. So I thought it would be a good way to go move into summer by refocusing on the basics of gut health and on all the things that you can do to really support your digestion for this upcoming summer season. Because who doesn't want to be looking good in their little summer dresses and all that stuff, right? So I have got the masterclass that I held last week posted up here in the group. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But basically, what I want to talk to you about mostly today is that, summer is coming, as we said. And so if you're really ready to see those struggles with your gut issues in your rearview mirror, make them a thing of the past, then I'm going to show you in the next couple of minutes really how you can figure out what is your best next step, right? It's really hard for us to know where to start, and that was a big piece of my struggles too, right? I struggled with ongoing digestive symptoms, extreme bloating, painful gas, uncomfortable indigestion, embarrassingly unpredictable, irregular bowels too, which was terrible, part of the worst, for, a long, long time in my past, growing up and through my 20s, right? But then in my 30s and after my kids were born, it had gotten to be so much worse, like unbearable, couldn't live with it anymore. It really got to that point where I had nothing left to give mentally or physically. I was exhausted, I was unmotivated, and I was also filled with a lot of anxiety, and all the other emotions that come from trying different things and nothing working, right? Those symptoms had really left me in a place where I'd stopped answering the phone when my friends called to go out, right? Like going to a restaurant was not going to happen. Who knew how my body was going to react if I ate out to the food? And I was sick of kind of having to scope out where the bathroom was, right? Just in case of an emergency when I was out. And I was super sick of trying to find an outfit that was going to hide my bloated body, right? I was sick of trying to pretend that I was okay when I was with my friends when I wasn't feeling well, and as well, my confidence was really at an all-time low, right? So if you can relate to that, then likely you tried all the things that I tried at that time too, right? Like I was avoiding a million different types of foods, things that were aggravating my symptoms. I was trying tons of different diets and different supplements. I was even skipping meals if I had something coming up just to keep the kind of symptoms at bay, right? But nothing ever really helped or got rid of the problem. And all these attempts at finding a solution, I discovered, are really only patching up your symptoms, right? They were not treating that underlying cause. So people really only know one way of doing things, and then they're going to do them over and over again without getting a new result, because that's just all they know how to try, right? But what if you knew what really caused your problem, right? That true root cause. Then you would be able to address your symptoms once and for all. So here's something to think about. If you stop trying to manage your symptoms, you'd be able to focus your efforts on a real effort to get rid of them for good, right? Something that really was going to get at what was going on. So when I finally learned what was causing my symptoms, I was able to take the steps I needed to really get that real healing for myself, right? I healed my digestion, and now today my symptoms are far, far away in that rearview mirror, right? So like I said, I'm Andrea O'Callaghan. I'm a registered holistic nutrition. I've specialized in gut health. I have a long background in naturopathic medicine, and I work with high achieving women who have digestive issues, right? Things that we talked about, like, gas, bloating, all types of gut issues. And I help those women get to that place of digestive freedom. Just this past week, actually, I had a client who had been battling mega bloat and constipation for years. This was just her natural state, the way she thought her body was, but it was getting worse and worse and causing her more and more problems. And really, after only about 4 weeks of us working together, she got to learn those foundational principles that I was talking to you about at the beginning of this video. How to eat, what to eat, how to manage her stress, and a bunch of other of those foundational things. Because as we know, stress tanks the digestion. It's a big one. And she's already seeing the end of her bloating, and she's starting to experience those regular bowel movements that we need for health, right? So I talk all about this root cause, what it is, why you need to figure it out to get rid of your symptoms in the masterclass that I did last week. So as I said, it is posted here in the group, but just until the end of tomorrow, right? So I really encourage you to check it out. Just see what you think. See if it resonates with you. And then you can take your next steps to getting to your digestive freedom. If you want to know, what is really your problem, right? Because symptoms are just that. They're symptoms of the problem, but they are not the problem. They're not what we need to treat, right? So when we really know what the underlying issue is, then you can take advantage of that free discovery call that I offer to all my group members, right? This is a piece of the puzzle that will allow you to step forward, right? I would really love to talk with you and get you the clarity that we can come up with together and a plan for you to move forward. This discovery call, just allows us to kind of jump on the phone together in a casual way. We easily can chat through what's going on with you, right? What might be missing for you in terms of your own solution. And then if I can support you in achieving that, right? This free call, it's not a sales call. It's a resource that I offer to my group members. And no matter whatever you decide on the call, whether you think working with me is a good option for you or not, you will get massive value in learning what your root cause is and what you can do about it, right? I always stick to my core value in my work, right? It's value. Core value for me is providing value to you. So you come away from the call with actionable tips on how to get a handle on the symptoms that are keeping you away from the life that you're meant to live. So really, what are you waiting for? This is a service that I offer, right? And it's in the spirit of service that I offer this to you. It's a way for me to give you support and give you value. It's an opportunity for you to learn, grow, and take the next steps towards the goals that brought you here today, into this community, into my world, into this group. I've really done everything that I can to make sure that the Digestive Freedom Discovery Call walks you through everything you need to know about how to get rid of the fact that your life is being sidelined by your digestive symptoms, including why diet changes and drugs haven't worked for you. I can honestly say that there really isn't anything else available out there to support high-achieving, successful women with gas, bloating, and other digestive problems in a way that doesn't feel like it's difficult to execute or, involves lots of radical changes or even has you taking harmful medications with their horrible side effects. This Digestive Freedom Discovery Call has helped smart women like you who have, obvious bloating that prevents them from looking the way they want, embarrassing gas that causes anxiety whenever they're with others, digestive discomfort or digestive pain that really prevents them from participating fully in life, and other symptoms as well. And women who've tried multiple suggestions or medications to control their symptoms in the hope that they can just show up in their world the way that they used to, but they have not been able to find any lasting success. You've likely tried a whole bunch of things that have barely worked, right? And the truth is that that takes a toll. It takes a toll on you personally, emotionally, and of course on your body. So if you're ready to say goodbye to gas, pain, bloating, and all the rest without permanently giving up loads of foods or controlling your symptoms with medications, then I would love to be able to support you. And of course, right, you may be thinking, oh, look, this is just a sales call where she's going to pitch me something to buy. And that's just not the case here. This is a true discovery call. It is done in the true spirit of service. So I sort of have an agenda, right, for this discovery call. First, we kind of get to know each other a little bit more because we've only met each other, online in the PMs or just talking here in the group. So we get to know each other a bit more. We get, acquainted with each other, and you share with me what's really going on with you. Then we're going to talk about what things that you maybe have tried to get some control over these problems. Then you can share with me your biggest struggle that your gut health issues have created in your life, and we discuss, how you can actually change this. Then I share some actionable tips that you can actually use to support your journey towards health, sorry. But if you are a good fit, I will share with you the details of the Ultimate Digestive Freedom Formula that has helped many women. But not everybody I speak with is a good fit. It's not a one-size-fits-all type of solution. So either way, it doesn't matter. You come away from this discovery call with value, choices to make, definitely knowledge, definitely clarity, and a plan for you, right? You finish the call with those tangible steps so that you can actually move forward and start to get rid of those symptoms that are derailing your life. So I'm going to leave the link here in the link to the call here in the comments. Book the call, take advantage of what this group has to offer. Get yourself some clarity. You're not going to be pitched something. You're not going to be, forced into anything. You're definitely going to get value from this call no matter what the outcome is. I love being able to connect with my group members. This is what I do. It's part of my service, but it's also part of the thing that fills me up, right? And I really love connecting with people and getting to know them. And I've had a chance to connect with many of you already, but there's so many more of you that I haven't. So I really hope that we can connect. And I hope everybody's having a great day on this 1st of June, getting excited for summer, right? But either way, whatever you choose, it's up to you. And I will definitely see you inside the Happy Healthy Gut Club. I hope this month is going to be great for you, learning about those foundational principles of gut health like we talked about. And I'm going to be releasing next week a new giveaway for the group. It's going to be this awesome ebook on gut health, right? On the basics of gut health. So it's going to be a great value for you all. I hope you love it. Anyway, talk to y'all soon. See you in the group. Bye.